You get to, when you're on the public transportation and they see that you're a black person sitting, they just walk past. Like sometimes the tram might be full and it's just the seat where you're sitting that there is a space. Somebody might not want to sit next to you and they walk past. Instead, they stand for the whole journey. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time of stopping by, my name is Wendu. I'm a Nigerian YouTuber that is based in Zurich, Switzerland. My returning subscriber, you know what, you're highly welcome. You're always welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate. I don't take it for granted. Yeah, so in today's video, if you don't know, I'm a Nigerian YouTuber that is based in Zurich, Switzerland. I've lived here for the past 10 going 11 years now. Yeah, so and a lot of people have asked me, oh, have you experienced racism in Switzerland? Is there are Swiss people racist? Yeah. So a lot of people have asked me if I've experienced racism in Switzerland. To be honest, it's not something I have experienced like face to face. Somebody walk up to me and insult me or abuse me. But the thing is, like coming from an African or Nigerian community where we have a lot of languages. In Nigeria, we label it tribalism, isn't it? But that is racism and prejudice as well. Like the Igbo saying this is a Yoruba person, or you're looking for a job and you walk into an organization and the person wouldn't give you the job because you're an Igbo man, or an Hausa man wouldn't give you the job. Is that not racism? So I think even back home there are racists which we label as being tribalistic or tribalism. So having lived in Switzerland for 10 years, I haven't really experienced racism per se, but I know that it happens. I have a lot of friends that have told me an experience or an encounter they had with people where they were abused or called names. For me, mine was just minor. I think racism is in every of us. Racism is everywhere. Sometimes even a black person or a black Nigerian will see a light-skinned Nigerian and just abuse them, or a black, so it's everywhere. So I don't think like putting a hand on it and saying in Switzerland there are racist or there's racism in Switzerland. I know there's racism in Switzerland. Let me say, for instance, there was like when people see me being a mom of 4, a lot of people, they see me, or let me say the Swiss people, they see you with 4 kids, they just assume you're not supposed to have 4 children, or you're taking money from the states to be able to have. That's why you just want to have babies. You don't want to work, you're lazy, or they associate you being here is that you just want to get money of the government or of the state, which in most cases is really not like that. Black people or brown-skinned people or Africans are hustlers. We hustle. Wherever you find a Nigerian person, they are always trying to make ends meet. Nigerians don't sit around to wait for handouts or when somebody gives them something. So most times when I go out with my kids and people, they look at you like this sheepish, like sad kind of face, or pity you kind of face. And me, I'm like, do I look stressed? My kids are not stressful to me. I come from an African community where we're used to having a lot of children. And for me, the fact that I live in Switzerland is not going to stop me from having the amount of kids that God want to bless me with. Yeah, or let me say, for instance, again, maybe you go to the bus, or you want to go on the public transportation. Oh, this turtleneck is itchy. I don't know. Or you get on the tram and somebody is standing there. They see that the space is meant for buggy. They don't move. They look at you, 1, because you're a black person, 2, because you have a lot of kids. They just start acting somehow to you. Or sometimes you hear people just call you like funny names. You hear, it hasn't happened to me per se. I don't know. My really dark-skinned friends I've met, they said yes, they have experienced racism. I think somehow I have experienced it in Switzerland. It's like when you call on the phone, being that yes, you speak German, but your German is not that perfect, and there are certain conversations, like when it comes to your medical, your insurance, a lot of things that you just want to, especially for me when it comes to medical, that you just want to be able to understand the person properly. And when you ask them sometimes, do you speak English? They say a little bit, but deep down, you know they speak a very good English. And when you start speaking, but somehow I understand, because when you go to somebody's country, to be honest, you need to learn the person's language. You don't come here and live all these years and say you don't speak the language. I find it a bit disrespectful. Yeah, sometimes you ask them if they can speak the language and they say a little bit to you. And at the end of the day, I just think they're trying to push you to speak the language. Or there are so many jobs that in Switzerland, I have seen that there are some jobs that you don't find the black kids there. I was having a conversation with a friend and I said, I've not been to the hospital and I see like a black medical doctor in Switzerland. I haven't seen like a black nurse, like full nurse that is not nursing assistant. I haven't seen like in the pharmacy, a black child as a pharmacist in the pharmacy. So, and I was asking, is it that they don't support the black kids to do this kind of job, or what is it per se? So I really don't know why it happens like, because I know in the States or in the UK or in other English speaking countries like Canada, black kids, they do a lot of amazing jobs. But in Switzerland here, I haven't really noticed black kids in most places you find black kids are in IT and banking. But when it comes to the medical field, I don't really see black kids in the medical field. So if that's what you class as racism, it might be. Or the other thing is, like in Switzerland, there's this exam they write when the kids are in I think it's year 10 or so. So it's only when they write that that exam, that's when they are able to go to gimme. So which after, because in Switzerland they have two school system, which they have the secondary school and the gimme. So the intelligent kids, they go to the gimme, while the not so intelligent kids, they go to the secondary school. So in most cases, you find out that it's actually the black kids or the mixed race kids that end up in the secondary school, which I find a bit some-ish. Like if they should say everybody should write the exam, and when you pass, like the GCSE in the UK, when you pass, then you're able to go you're able to further your education. But it's not like that. I think it's a selected few that actually do that. So would you call that racism in Switzerland? I don't know what you want to class it as. Or the other thing, for instance, you get to, when you're on the public transportation and they see that you're a black person sitting, they just walk past. Like sometimes the tram might be full and it's just the seat where you're sitting that there is a space. Somebody might not want to sit next to you and they walk past. Instead, they stand for the whole journey. And sometimes I balance, I put my bag down and enjoy the ride. So is that racism? I don't know. I don't know what you want to call it. Or maybe sometimes like you're pushing your buggy and you have your kid. Most times it's with the kids, actually, for me. You're pushing your buggy and you need to carry the buggy down the tram, and you ask somebody, they look at you, they're like, they don't help you. Is that racism? Maybe. Or another instance for me is you see somebody, you know, it happened to me personally. A friend of my daughter, she wanted to play with my daughter. So the mom brought her to the house to play with my child. I was coming back from work and I met her outside. She pretended like she didn't know me. She just walked past. And I started looking at myself. I was like, are you that tiny? I'm not 1'2" or 2 foot or 3 or 4 feet. No, I'm 5 feet something. So I wouldn't class myself as being tiny, that she didn't see me. She just ignored me, irrespective of her child was in my house playing. Is that racism? Maybe. Or sometimes they ask you, oh, why are you here? Oh, would you like to go back to Africa? They heard Africa is a jungle. And I'm like, have you visited Nigeria before? No. Do you want to go? We can go together. So you visit Nigeria and you see if Nigeria is a jungle or not. Is that racism? Yeah, if that's what you want to class it as, I don't know. So these are some of the instances that I have gotten over the years, and it doesn't really bother me. It's not like it's that like in your face per se. It's just that it happens around you. You feel it, you smile, you keep it pushing. Because as I said to you, in Nigeria, we do it among ourselves, Nigeria, even among the Igbo people. You say this one is Anambra, this one is Imo, this one is Abia. You go within Nigeria, you say this is an Hausa man, this is an Igbo person. I'm not going to help the person because the person is an Igbo. Or you're looking for a job, you walk into, like I did a video that I don't know if I'll be putting it before this or after this, where in Switzerland, you need to put your photo in your CV. So you might put your photo and they notice is a black skinned girl and they might not give you the job. So you're disqualified automatically. So in Nigeria, the same thing happens, isn't it? So do we call it racism in Africa? No, we don't call it racism. We call it tribalism. tribalism, another baptismal name for it. So I don't know what your opinion is. If you have experienced racism personally, maybe you share your opinion. For me, I haven't really experienced it in such a way that I just want to pack my bag and run away, or I haven't experienced it in such a way that I'm like, oh, I don't like this country, I want to leave. I think a lot of us, the problem is the language, but once you learn the language and you get into the system, it's such a very beautiful place to live. So I don't know your experience. If you have had any experience with racism, share your opinion here. I would like to read it and know how you dealt with it. If you're not subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Please subscribe to my channel. Turn on the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I put video. I try to put content twice a week, on Thursdays and on Sunday, and I produce content around motherhood, vlog, lifestyle experience. Almost 11 years experience of being a mom that I'm willing to share with other people. So I hope you enjoy this video. Share your experience if where you're based, if you've experienced racism before. I would like to know how you dealt with it, or just so that somebody else that might be reading the comments might be encouraged, because I know a lot of people have really had it really bad. Some people has been killed because of the color of their skin. Some has been racially profiled because of the color of their skin. Some have, like, a lot of things have happened to a lot of people because of the color of their skin. So for me, I haven't had that experience. So I wouldn't tag Switzerland as a racist country. In a subtle way, you get it there and there, but it's not that bad. Like, it's not something I want to kill myself for. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and I will see you in my next video. Don't forget, wherever you find yourself, try to make something out of it. No matter what situation you find yourself, look for the positive. When they give you lemon, you make a lemonade there out of it. Bye and have an amazing day. Bye, and I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.